2026 State of the City Address. At this time, please begin making your way to your seats, and we'll begin promptly at 6. Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, once again, good evening and welcome to New Smyrna Beach's 2026 State of the City Address. Before we begin, please rise for our national anthem performed by saxophonist Jamie Hollis. Thank you again. That was saxophonist Jamie Hollis. Please remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance, led by students from Upward Trend Academy, a specialized K-12 private school that provides individualized education, applied behavioral analysis therapy, and support services for students with diverse learning needs, including autism, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, and dyslexia. Kids?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, students of Upward Trend Academy. Please be seated. We will now screen a 10-minute video featuring each of the city's 4 zone commissioners speaking about issues facing the neighborhoods they represent, as well as the city at large.
Welcome, everyone. I'm proud to share an update on the progress New Smyrna Beach has made through our partnership with First Step Shelter. It has been an effective tool for helping people in crisis with dignity, compassion, and accountability. 62 of our residents have received support through the shelter or the Safe Zone. These programs help people stabilize, connect with services, and avoid entering the criminal justice system. It's a humane, structured approach that reflects our community's values. First Step Shelter continues to deliver strong results for our city and county partnerships. More than 421,000 meals have been served. 1,100 people have been placed into permanent housing. Of those residents that transitioned into housing, 93% have stayed into permanent housing. We're also seeing real change in our city directly. Our police department reports that the number of individuals experiencing homelessness has dropped from 110 in 2024 to 54 in 2025. This is a 51% decrease. Our community outreach unit has been essential in this work, meeting people where they are and connecting them with the help they need. Let's hear directly from one of our staff that does this work every day in our beautiful city.
In the Community Outreach Unit, our goal is simple: connect people to help they need before they end up in crisis. We build trust, listen to their stories, and guide them towards services that can truly change their lives. When someone finds stability or gets into housing, that's the impact we're looking for.
These outcomes show what's possible when we address root causes like mental health and addiction, and when agencies work together toward long-term stability. Our partnership with First Step Shelter and the dedication of our Community Outreach Unit reflects New Smyrna Beach's commitment to supporting our residents and strengthening our community. I also want to take a moment to recognize the hard work happening behind the scenes. The work doesn't always make headlines, but absolutely shapes our city's future. Our budgeting efforts this year were some of the most thorough we've ever undertaken. Our finance department put in countless hours, and every department participated in a true line-by-line review. For me, that level of scrutiny wasn't just a goal, it was a promise I made before being elected. One of my top priorities was ensuring that our leisure services department can move toward a break-even status. I'm proud to say we're making real progress. That didn't happen by accident. It happened because our staff, our leadership team, and our community partners were willing to dig in, ask tough questions, and make thoughtful, responsible decisions. Strong financial stewardship is what allows us to continue to be a thriving economic city. It's how we support public safety, parks, recreation, and the quality of life our residents expect. When we manage our budget wisely, we create room for compassion, innovation, and long-term stability. With much honor and a soon-to-be retirement, I must say this will be my last State of the City address. It has been a blessing to represent all of you these last 4 years. Thank you for your trust, help, and support, making this city one of the best in Volusia County.
Hello from Zone 2 Beachside. I'm your City Commissioner, Lisa Martin. Today we're celebrating just a few of the projects completed this year. Beginning at the rebirth of the Coronado Civic Center, the man responsible, David Ray, Director of Public Works, will tell you all about them.
Thanks, Lisa. Yes, we've completely renovated the Coronado Civic Center, adding new rooftop solar panels, floors, windows, doors, ceiling, lights, and ADA-compliant bathrooms. We've also started beautifying Flagler Avenue with public art like the popular new I Heart NSB sign at the corner of Cooper Street, decorative corrals for public trash carts, flower planters, and freshly painted street striping. We'll be installing brand new light poles this April as well. All this was done with input from the Flagler Avenue Business Association and their design committee.
Thanks, David, for all the new bike racks.
Further down the beach, we replaced the playground and shade sails at 27th Avenue Beachfront Park. The playground equipment is made from recycled materials pulled from the ocean, reinforcing our commitment to sustainability. Finally, we're replacing playgrounds at Detweiler Park and Esther Street Beachfront Park and expect them to be ready just in time for summer.
Thanks for joining us today.
Good evening and welcome to the State of the City. There are many reasons to be delighted on the state of New Smyrna Beach. We have wonderfully engaged citizens like those of you who are here tonight. I give City Manager Kevin Cowper a ringing endorsement. Straight A's across the board. The arts community continues to thrive with The Hub, ACA, Images, Art Fiesta, Plein Air Paint Out, the Artist Workshop, and many other local artists contributing in great ways. An issue I'd like to report on that isn't going so well is the assault on home rule by our state legislators. Home rule is a constitutional right adopted in 1968, solidified in 1973 with the Municipal Home Rule Powers Act, which allows cities and counties the right to create laws and govern themselves without state permission. In a nutshell, it's the belief that local communities know how best to handle local issues like infrastructure, planning, and law enforcement. What started about 8 years ago has turned into an all-out assault on home rule. There are various Senate and House bills each legislative session proposing to gut home rule. In fact, the proposal to end property taxes for homesteaded properties is simply a red herring to gut the city's revenue and shift power to where your voice and power is heavily diluted. I work for you. Our legislators work for us. We need your help to not let this happen. Thank you for coming tonight.
New Smyrna Beach is no longer just another beach town. We are an example of the new American city focused on high quality of life for our citizens and helping bring local manufacturing back to the United States. Not with pollution and smokestacks, but with clean, modern, high-tech facilities and skilled work that strengthens our national security and local communities. Volusia County and New Smyrna Beach in particular is fortunate enough to have an organization that is working to attract high-quality industries, high-quality companies, and good-paying jobs. The Southeast Volusia Chamber of Commerce.
As President and CEO of the Southeast Volusia Chamber of Commerce, I see firsthand how strong partnerships with our cities help recruit and support companies that respect our environment, invest in our people, and create quality jobs. And New Smyrna Beach is leading the way. We're prioritizing growth that fits our community, from past projects like the Hampton Inn on Flagler Avenue, supporting our tourism economy in a responsible way, to present-day Davis Brothers on US 1, expanding modern industrial space that brings high-quality jobs while being mindful of surrounding uses, and future Daring Park Innovation Center west of I-95, designed to attract innovative companies that align with our values. This is what sensible growth looks like, protecting what makes New Smyrna Beach special while creating opportunity for the future.
As Stephanie said, sensible growth takes partnership. Inside City Hall, that means having someone focused every day on aligning our new jobs with our community's values. For us, that's Economic Development Director Samantha Bergeron.
As the city's Economic Development Director, I work to recruit businesses that bring high-paying, value-added jobs, and to help our existing businesses grow through retention and expansion tools. And everything we do, we stay mindful of balance, supporting growth without compromising our quality of life or our community identity. We do that in partnership with the Southeast Volusia Chamber of Commerce, the Southeast Volusia Manufacturing and Technology Coalition, Team Volusia, Volusia County, our schools and colleges, and resource organizations, as well as local businesses and entrepreneurs who make this community thrive. Together, we guide growth so it is managed, thoughtful, and purposeful, protecting our neighborhoods and natural assets, and ensuring new investment strengthens our economy and supports our quality of life.
Together, that's how we create what I call unfettered opportunity, a place where our kids can stay, families can thrive, and businesses want to invest. To make that vision real, we have to be committed to sensible growth, and we need to be open to modern financial tools like community development districts and other smart mechanisms to help pay for infrastructure and amenities while protecting our taxpayers. Used wisely and transparently, these tools help us align the right jobs with the right quality of life. In the end, growth only matters if it improves our quality of life. My goal is a New Smyrna Beach that preserves and enhances our historic neighborhoods while we grow westward, adding new neighborhoods, parks, and businesses that blend smart infrastructure with a protected environment for business, for living, and recreation.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, please rise for an invocation with Reverend Bob Brown. Reverend.
Let us pray. Creator, you have blessed us with a city of incomparable natural beauty. May we enjoy, protect, and cherish the river, ocean, forests, and wetlands that surround us, realizing that they, like us, are your creation. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all people are created equal, endowed by their Creator with certain inalienable rights. And so we pray that you, Creator, will guide us to liberty and justice for all. Whether we invoke you or not, call your name or not, you are present. Give us the vision to see you in everyone, whether the 1% or middle class or unhoused. Give us a passion for justice and fairness for all, to be embodied in our statutes and budgets and actions. Give to our city officials the patience and wisdom to listen to us in a spirit of respect and humility. Forgive our quarrels, large and small, our inability to see the points of view of those who differ from us, our pride, and our inevitable mistakes. Give to every one of us the love for neighbor that seeks the best for all, the courage to resist injustice, and respect for those charged with making our community a safer and better place. We ask this as fallible humans who want to create a more perfect union of individuals living as a community. Amen.
Thank you, Reverend Bob Brown. Please be seated. At this time, please welcome to the stage retired Zone 2 Commissioner and current Chair of the New Smyrna Beach Housing Authority's Board of Directors, the Honorable Judy Riker.
Good evening, everyone. It is my honor and pleasure to introduce my friend and our mayor, Fred Cleveland. He's a friend to many, and he's a leader for the right time and place for our city. Fred's one of us. He graduated from Seabreeze High School in Daytona Beach, going on to earn his BS in engineering, an MBA in material logistics, and a PhD in business organizational behavior. After an impressive career, which began with being appointed to the U.S. Naval Academy in 1976, and during his 28 years of service in the Navy, he rose to the rank of captain. He served in roles that demanded precision, accountability, and strategic decision, such as Aerospace Duty Officer with the Navy Flight Demonstration Squadron, which you all would know as the Blue Angels. Also, the Navy Flight Weapons School, which you would know as Top Gun, and Executive Officer of the Naval Air Depot. He also served as Commanding Officer of Fleet Readiness Center in San Diego, where he directed all phases of the Navy's largest airframe, engine, and component aviation industrial activity. Fred's career after the Navy did not end in retirement, but he went on to serve in the position of Vice President of Heavy Maintenance and Overhaul at American Airlines, CEO of Technical Operations for American Eagle, COO with WestJet Airlines, and Managing Director of U.S. Transportation and Logistics Practice at PricewaterhouseCoopers. And full circle, Fred returned to Volusia County. All this to say that Fred Cleveland brings much experience and skill to his position as mayor of New Smyrna Beach. But who is Fred as a human being? Yes, he's a patriot. He's a man of valor, which is evidenced by his career and his long service in the Navy. And yes, he's a leader, which is evidenced by the proven success that he held in his high leadership positions afterward. But very important, Fred is a true friend to many. How can I help is his mantra. He's been known to sit with people in the emergency ward. He's been known to turn up at an accident. He loves people, and his heart is in service for them. He cannot seem to help himself when people ask for his help. He just jumps right in. Fred's friendliness, enthusiasm, and wit are not an act or a political stunt. He is real. Fred's an environmentalist, and he and Amy have just finished the Florida Master Naturalist Program, which is offered by the Marine Discovery Center. Fred's always appreciated the beauty of the Indian River Lagoon, but the program offered a deeper look into the fragile ecosystem that surrounds us. Fred can be quoted as saying, "The more we understand our environment, the better equipped we are to protect it." Fred is a volunteer. You can catch him working on a habitat house, at a habitat groundbreaking, or at a home opening where the keys in the Bible are presented to excited new homeowners. He participates in the Kiwanis fishing tourneys with the kids and he just loves those kids. He has 5 grandchildren of his own, which he absolutely adores. And did you know Fred sings in the choir at his church, Coronado United Methodist? Yeah, the man can sing. Fred is accessible. Besides having regular office hours, Fred's made a routine to attend every first Saturday farmers market with a member of the city staff to meet with people in a comfortable position and listen to their questions, their concerns, or maybe just some light conversation. And Fred likes to have fun. He likes to be involved in everything and anything. He took part in the Chamber's Great Amazing Race, allowing himself to be pushed by the feet while he's on the floor trying to correct balls in his arms. That was funny, but it demonstrates his humanity. Fred loves the water and he loves sailing, and there's no surprise there since his career was all about the water. He takes part in the Yacht Club's Lipton Cup, and if there's a chance to be on a sailboat, Fred is there. And Fred, remember to invite me. Fred Cleveland loves New Smyrna, and he wants to see it thrive. He gives credit to others for their efforts on their committees and their task forces and their volunteer efforts. He takes little credit for himself. He builds up, he encourages, and he applauds others toward their own success. He does not judge, he treats everyone equally, and he has an ear for all. On this momentous evening, help me welcome our friend and our mayor, Fred Cleveland.
Yeah. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. And how about those students from Upward Trend Academy, huh? Just amazing progress. Thank you, co-founders Lindy Strasbaugh and Amy Mikolas. Also, let's hear it for the saxophonist, Maestro Jamie Hollis. Thank you, Jamie. And my personal thanks to Reverend Bob Brown for delivering our invocation. As a community, we've just completed Holy Week. Happy Easter, folks, and good Passover, which ends in 2 days. Welcome to everyone to our beautiful Brannon Center. Thanks to manager Joshua Powers and your team for always making it look so special. I'm your mayor, Fred Cleveland, and it is again an honor and a privilege to be with you at the State of the City address. I can't stand but to go off script for just a second. We've been blessed to have 2 events happen in our lifetime that may have never happened again. And for some of you, they were seminal events that just came and went. The first American Pope in 2,000 years of papacy just delivered the Easter Mass at the Vatican. Something you and I will likely never see again by an American Pope. The world is crazy right now, but these are seminal things that we ought to revel in and rejoice in. First orbiting of the moon in over 50 years has just happened. Some of you weren't alive the last time that happened. They went farther in space than anyone has ever gone before, and we were here to witness it. Thank you for taking time to be with us tonight. Whether you're joining us live or tuning in via streaming technology, on behalf of the city, I'm grateful for your time and your interest. As Senator John Glenn said, by its very definition, civic responsibility means taking a healthy role in the life of one's community. New Smyrna Beach is above all else a community. And we will only ever be as strong and successful as our residents remain engaged. Just this past weekend, several of us were talking about how we've never lived in a community quite like this one. This evening, I plan to take you through our accomplishments and goals through the lens of the city's strategic priorities. Before we dive in, I'd like to take a moment to thank some of our guests that are joining us this evening. Senator Tom Wright, thank you for being here, sir. Representative Chase Tremont and your family, thank you and Stacy. Mayor Owen, thank you for coming. Councilman Danny Robbins from District 3, our district. Councilman at Large Jake Johansson, thank you, Jake, for being here. Mayor Diesel Depew, Mayor Ricky Taylor, thank you for being here. District 3 School Board Representative Jesse Thompson, thank you, Jesse, for being here. The FIND Chairman and NSB Utilities Chairman, Mr. Buddy Davenport, thank you, Buddy, for being here. Advent Health CEO, Dr. Dennis Hernandez, thank you, Dennis, for being here. COO Jasa Champion, thank you for being here. Mr. Ephraim Chavez, our CEO and General Manager of the Utilities Commission, thank you, Ephraim, for being here. Stephanie Ford, the CEO of the Southeast Volusia Chamber of Commerce, thank you, Stephanie. Habitat for Humanity Executive Director Mark Billings, thank you for being here. Former City Manager Khalid Rashadat, Khalid, thank you for being here. Judge Wesley Height from the 7th Judicial District, Judge Height, thank you for being here. Our Supervisor of Elections, Lisa Lewis, thank you for being here, ma'am. NSB High School Teacher of the Year, Cliff Wishheimer. Thank you, Cliff, for being here. Canaveral National Seashore Superintendent Carmen Thompson. Carmen, thank you for being here. City Manager Cowper, City Attorney Avalon, City Clerk Harding, Chief Kirk, and Chief Flynn, thank you all for being here. Lastly, but certainly not least, I'd be remiss if I didn't selfishly take a moment to acknowledge the incredible woman I like to call the Mama Mayor. I'm so thrilled to once again have my mother, Mary Jane Blankenship, here with us this evening. Mom, thank you for being here. At the foundation of a healthy community are families that teach, support, and love one another. I'm blessed and eternally grateful for my mother and all the moms who love unconditionally and nurture the best in each of us. Let's give them all a round of applause. Thank you, moms. And how about those commissioner videos? I'm just blown away. Commissioner from Zone 1, Valley Perrine, the amazing work she's done on board First Step Shelter, working toward addressing the concerns of surrounding homelessness in our area. Thank you, Valley, for your steadfast commitment also towards strong financial management and the transparency for how our citizens' precious tax dollars are spent. Zone 2 Commissioner Lisa Martin, enjoying the city's renovations at the Coronado Civic Center and 27th Avenue Playground, and for her volunteerism in several of the arts organizations around town. Our veteran commissioner, Zone 3's Jason McGurk, currently serving as vice mayor, speaking out on the values of home rule and how all of us can help return the Jeffersonian values of the government closest to people governs best. Lastly, Zone 4 Commissioner Brian Ashley for teaming up with Chamber of Commerce CEO Stephanie Ford and Economic Development Director Samantha Bergeron on sensible business growth opportunities and the bright future we have ahead. During the 2025 State of the City address, we had several seminal events to acknowledge. Hurricanes, flooding, a new city manager, and several key roles in the ranks of the city's leadership. While we were fortunate to have a blissfully uneventful hurricane season and amazingly smooth transition of leadership, storms have swirled all around us. While community can be defined on the local level, the sentiment also refers to our common history. Whatever your political belief, we are, for the past 250 years this summer, Americans. We celebrate and mourn alongside one another. This past year has seen a lot of tumult at home and across the globe. It would be foolish to think we can isolate here, unaffected by the events all around us. But we are New Smyrna. We are a community of neighbors who can respect each other's differences while celebrating the moments of human connection that we can all relate and come together on to be present in moments that matter. Last year, it was my pleasure to highlight the unique achievements which made a difference in our community. This year, it is my great honor to do the same and help us keep focus on how much we have to be grateful for. People like Sean Lane, Kay Walker, Joan Norcutt, and Courtney Litter, who dedicate their experience, time, and personal resources to Kudos Unhooked. This not-for-profit organization is dedicated to working with at-risk and homeless NSB high school students. Homeless NSB high school students. They give them a chance to get the support, education, and skills they need to thrive post-graduation. Thanks to Kudos Unhooked, these children, our children, are given the opportunities they would not otherwise have. Local organizations like the Advent Health Foundation, helping close the gap on unmet needs for our local healthcare system by providing, quite literally, life-saving support. Our very own local clubs of Rotary International, led by President Mike Swoboda, and Kiwanis International President Bonnie Hand, dedicated to the well-being and literacy of our kids, improving the world one child and one community at a time. Tens of thousands of dollars raised annually through events such as Strike It Rich and Cheeseburger in Paradise, all given right back to children's initiatives and scholarships. Of the 21 different organizations that are charitable and not-profit around town, let me lastly mention the Safari Surf Club. Don't let the name fool you. They are the second oldest continuously active private surf club in the world, but they are much, much more. In the club's 46-year history, they have awarded $250,000 to scholarships to more than 80 deserving local students. In past years, under Father Jim Spencer's leadership, the club has taught and continues to teach today under co-chairs Jana Hannell and Jennifer Jager, teaching our children water safety and respect for the ocean, miles of beach cleanup, alongside Linda Henline's Keep NSB Clean. Kids surf camps hosted dozens of international and local surfing invitational contests and exhibitions, and most significantly, they are the backbone support for Oceans of Hope, an organization formed to get individuals with physical limitations out on the water with surfboards, paddleboards, and kayaks, all the while donating tens of thousands of dollars to other local charities. All of this under the radar, never seeking recognition or fame. Thank you, Safari Surfers. These examples, yeah, sure. These examples represent just a small sample of the threads of our community that are sewn together. So many New Smyrna's finest quietly give their time, talent, and treasure to make our world a better place. If you would, please stand if you are or ever have been a volunteer, board member, or staff member of a not-for-profit. Look at this community. Thank you. Please be seated. As Coretta Scott King said, the greatness of a community is most accurately measured by the compassionate actions of its members. On behalf of New Smyrna Beach, we thank you for your selfless contributions to our community. Whether it's one of these organizations or our local fire department coming to the aid of stranded baby ducklings, we work together to care for each other and the natural community around us. Just 2 weeks ago, this morning, Engine 50 responded to reports of ducklings trapped in a storm drain. All the ducklings were successfully rescued and returned to mom, with no injuries reported. So whether human or animal, the NSB FD, defining the concept of compassion, is here to serve our community. Well done, rescue teammates. It could be as simple as a Good Samaritan anonymously paying a grocery bill. We are neighbors, and we make a difference, a positive difference for one another. Continuing on, as residents, it's important that you are kept updated on how your city leaders manage the Herculean task of planning New Smyrna Beach's future. Before I move into our strategic discussion, I would like to acknowledge the city staff who work so hard behind the scenes to ensure our city is kept safe and beautiful, and who protect the quality of life here for our residents and for the visitors that help fuel our economy. You may have had an opportunity to meet our staff department heads as you entered this afternoon. They will remain here in the refreshment area after this address concludes. Please take a moment to visit with them and get to know the people that really make it all happen. Ask any questions you may have. A huge thanks to all the city staff for your hard work and dedication to our community. Right now, I'd like to recognize the 2026 New Smyrna Beach Employees of the Year. Olivia Thomas, please come up to the stage and be recognized for your outstanding work in the finance department of our city and the amazing job you have done as the risk manager. Also coming forward, congratulations. Also coming forward, Police Department Evidence and Property Technician Jennifer Mongoza, a retired police sergeant of 22 years with the NSB Police Department. And Dylan Curtis from the Fire Department. You truly represent. All of you truly represent the very best of who we are and what we mean to our residents day in and day out. Thank you. One additional acknowledgement I would like is to add a nod to our young people, the young people in our community for whom we are working to leave a legacy. As the proverb goes, we do not inherit the earth from our ancestors. We borrow it from our children. Everything we discuss here tonight, all the actions as leaders, neighbors, and family that contribute to the tapestry of tomorrow for the next generation to inherit. I believe strongly that, as the proverb says, we have borrowed time here from those that are to come. And so it is fair and it is right that just as we can be quick to criticize their actions, we should remember to celebrate the successes and honor the achievements that will be delivered by the next generation, who will be delivering this speech, among other things, in the future. Last year, I was honored to introduce the 2025 valedictorian of New Smyrna Beach High School, Scarlett Wishheimer. I am again so proud to pause here and recognize this year's valedictorian, Caleb Lewis. Caleb is a native, born right here and raised right here. When he's not at NSB High School polishing his 4.74 GPA or working as a cashier at the Winn-Dixie, Caleb can be found at Key Club or Interact, where he was elected treasurer. He also serves in the Student Government Association and as co-president of the National Honor Society. Caleb is a creative writer, finding special motivation and inspiration from his father, Dan. He looks forward to attending UCF next fall with an interest in becoming a pharmacist or a chemist. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage and join me in welcoming NSB High School's class of 2026 valedictorian, Caleb Lewis.
Thank you, Mayor Cleveland. It's an honor to be invited here tonight to share with you how this community has nurtured me. The sense of community in New Smyrna Beach can never be replicated elsewhere. So I would like to thank you, friends, family, teachers, and all, for your unending support. As a gift to you all, I would like to share a story that, despite taking place in its probably the warmest part of the warmest state, tells of the coldest days of my life. I call this story How I Escaped Being Frozen. The day started like any other. A cool, late autumn breeze followed the footsteps of a bright young boy as he entered his small elementary school. A promise of a big, bright future in his mind. He likes the winter. It's the holiday season, after all. The excitement of another busy day of school lifts his feet away, spending his time in the playground, getting sand in his shoes and tracking it inside, despite what the teachers always said about not doing that. But that winter would bite harder than he had ever thought. When my father was diagnosed with cancer in the winter of 5th grade, I didn't speak to anyone like I once had. Not a teacher, not a friend. As quickly as I had lost my smile, I had lost my will to keep friends, much less make friends. Left without the friendly faces to trust, I dwelled in on my own mind. Despite the growing fear of being known for anything, innate curiosity brought my intelligence to the spotlight. Throughout middle school, I kept myself, hoping that never changing myself meant the world would never change. I was frozen and desolate, doomed to never escape the winter. When the high school student government hosted a color run for my dad, people all across town came in support and in solidarity. I couldn't explain why then, but I wanted to give back to the community that had been so supportive of me. The time for high school had arrived, and I was still trapped in the ice. Regardless, the community was there to stay, to teach, and to never leave my side. Inspired by how our community grows when overcoming hardships, I found that the first step was to rid myself of the ice around me. I joined the student government after a summer of contemplation and fear. All that time frozen, I felt a warmth in my heart. I made valuable connections with the greatest organizations that my school and my city have to offer. It was here where I would find the passion for volunteering and making connections by putting smiles on people's faces within our community, just as this community had done with me. One of the most memorable events for me is the Field of Honor hosted by the Kiwanis Key Club, in which we raised flags in our Riverside Park to honor our local veterans. It was there I could truly say I learned the value of giving back and discovered my purpose. I aspire to pursue a career in pharmacology, pharmacy, and other related biomedical sciences to make a difference for those affected by cancer and other life-changing diagnoses. I will return to New Smyrna Beach to give back to you all who inspired me to grow, to change, and to find myself. No one deserves to endure the winter without a coat, nor to journey across the ice with no ice skates. I want to thank you all for investing in programs that give young people opportunities to serve. I want to thank you all for supporting organizations like Key Club and student government. I want to thank you all for creating a city where someone like me can grow, not just academically, but personally. Thank you all for the highest honor and promise to give back. And most importantly, I want to thank you all for being the kind of community that shows up for each other. Good night, New Smyrna Beach.
Amen. Good night. Caleb, congratulations on your achievements. So much dedication. And to your parents, Cindy and Dan Lewis, please stand and be recognized. Many of us know the challenges, toil, and rewards of parenting. Thank you for nurturing such a fine young man. Scarlett, Caleb, and so many of their peers represent the best of our future. As your mayor, I believe I can speak for all of us when I commit to all of you that we do not take lightly the responsibility of protecting their tomorrow. In fact, I see it as our duty-sworn obligation to absolutely protect our precious, fragile natural environment, NSB's historic roots, and all of the arts for your generation and for those that will follow. And now on to our strategic priorities. You'll remember last year I spoke about the city's strategic pillars, which guide our planning for what your city looks like to shape its future. Under the direction of City Manager Kevin Cowper, we have redefined and prioritized this template into 9 strategic themes. These priorities are defined by a vision of what the city will look like in key areas, brought to life by tactical goals assigned to specific city departments. The strategic priorities are high-performing city organization, neighborhood health and safety, communication and transparency, social and civic infrastructure, promoting business, downtown community, intelligent and sustainable growth, infrastructure, function and appearance, and economic future. As you might imagine, these strategic discussions fill countless pages of detailed information, and many of them are in areas that relate to administrative infrastructure. On behalf of Mr. Cowper and me, we welcome any opportunities to provide additional detail regarding our long-term planning. Since I was instructed to keep this presentation under 6 hours, 60 minutes, you're welcome. I'd like to provide you with a very high-level overview of our thinking and some of the accomplishments to date. High-performing city organization. First on the list, as it relates to the priority of building a transparent, high-performing, customer service-focused city organization. Since enumerating these priorities in March of 2025, the city has completed a reorganization of staff resources to more effectively and efficiently utilize our internal resources, the budget for which is directly linked to each priority, and performance assessments for department heads. We have completed job classification and pay study to help ensure that we are attracting and retaining the best talent, and we are putting the final touches on a merit pay plan, the first of its kind for our government, and an industry best practice. We know that good work goes on inside our governance. We also know that getting it fully communicated is a huge challenge. We are enhancing our social media, website, printed material, and advertising, so that regardless of how you take your news, NSB staff and officials are present and easy to access for your awareness. As responsible stewards of your tax dollars, the Commission and I pledge to continue to remain engaged as we plan, budget, and execute. Under Finance Director Joe Drury, a new 2-year strategic action plan, a 6-year capital plan, 2-year departmental business plan, and biennial operating budgets have been detailed. Operational efficiency are City Manager Cowper's watchwords going forward as our Chief Executive moves into his 18-month tenure at the helm of the city operations. Kevin, thank you for your partnership and leadership as you hit the deck running since day one. Neighborhood health and safety. Moving through our strategic priorities, we are committed to maintain the health and safety of our neighborhoods. Neighborhoods. Doesn't it sound good and feel righteous to know that this town, our town, continues to realize the strength of our entire community is based on maintaining strong neighborly commitment to the uniqueness, the closeness, and the golden rule of doing unto others. Under the leadership of Development Services Director Shane Corbin, we are creating a neighborhood-based code enforcement program to consistently enforce city codes, including zoning provisions, property maintenance standards, unsafe structures, and nuisances. There are plans to create a code enhancement division for proactive management to include updating our regulations and increase compliance efforts. We are working to review the traffic location devices across our city, currently beachside neighborhoods and historic neighborhoods, to assess their effectiveness in enhancing safety and traffic flow. We are exploring opportunities to enhance enforcement of short-term rental regulations while identifying opportunities to improve neighborhood walkability and bikeability. The police department reports that while calls for service are up 11% to over 64,000 since last year, the average response time has decreased by nearly nearly 6 minutes. Violent crime is down 15%. Aggravated assaults decreased by 17%, with a 33% reduction in robberies. Open cases are being solved, closed, and cleared at nearly 70%, up 3 points since 2024, with assault and robbery case closures leading the way. Arrests are down 18.7% year over year, from 897 to 729 in 2025. Traffic enforcement with citations have increased from over 6,000 in 2024 to just over 8,000 in 2025, which represent a 26% increase. Now, I got to tell you, several folks out there have called me because you wanted stronger enforcement. Just not your own personal parking and traffic enforcement. On the brighter side, we have seen a 6% reduction in motor vehicle-related crashes year over year, with intersections at Live Oak and Lytle, as well as South Dixie Freeway and 10th leading the way. All of these good stats represent the ethos of our New Smyrna Beach Police Department of expanded proactive traffic enforcement and de-escalation conflict resolution. With spring break in the rearview mirror, I believe we owe a debt of gratitude to our men and women in blue, as they are ably led by Chief Chris Kirk and new Deputy Chief Bill Reed. As Sheriff Chitwood often remarks, publicly, the best agency in the county. From the Fire, Rescue, and EMS Department under Acting Fire Chief Dan Harshberger, the department has been moving fast, with response times down year over year to 3.5%, with an average time of 5.5 minutes. Engine 53 has been replaced with a more capable unit to include foam capabilities for aircraft-related emergencies. The chief has doubled the EMS units to increase load spreading and decrease response times. Now both EMS units are brand new. Battalion 50 has a new mobile command unit with the latest incident management technology. We have finished a recruit class with 7 new firefighters, created and filled an emergency medical support division chief management position, and finally added 1 additional firefighter to each shift to reduce overtime fatigue and overtime spending. Lastly, and most significantly, we have located and hired retired Chief Sean Vandermark's successor. Please welcome NSB's 11th Fire Chief, John Flynn, and his wife, Jenny, here by way of Key Largo. John, if you and Jenny will join me on the stage so you can officially be sworn in. John, please raise your right hand. Do you, John Flynn, solemnly swear or affirm that you will support, protect, and defend the Constitution of the United States, the Constitution of the State of Florida, the Charter, ordinances, and policies of the City of New Smyrna Beach, that you are duly qualified to hold the office of Fire Chief, and that you will faithfully, honestly, and impartially perform the duties of that office to the best of your ability?
I do.
Do you further swear or affirm that you will serve the residents of the City of New Smyrna Beach with integrity, professionalism, and dedication, that you will uphold the highest standards of leadership and public service, that you will protect life and property while promoting safety and welfare of this community?
I do.
Then by the authority vested in me by the state of Florida, I hereby declare that you are duly sworn in as the Fire Chief of New Smyrna Beach, effective this 7th day of April, 2026. Congratulations. Communications and transparency. Our Capital Improvement Director, Jesse Kobe, has been developing a neighborhood-based communication system to improve connectivity pertaining to planning, infrastructure, and development issues with an interactive map. Please see Director Kobe and Assistant Manager Ron Nybert in the refreshment area after for details. The information boss, Phil Vesky, is preparing a program designed to enhance neighborhood information sharing by forming neighborhood associations and a registration protocol for coordinating fire and police department safety concerns, a neighborhood leaders roundtable, and resource directory. We have been carefully reviewing noise ordinances and have potential draft amendments which will be discussed in the near future. We are extremely proud of the cooperation and communications between our fire and police unions with our city representatives, resulting in the approval of contracts ensuring highly skilled retention, competitive pay, and long-term pay scale planning. Thank you, Director Heather Kidd. Heather. With funding from the NSB Police Foundation, we've added 2 canine units. I call them dogs, dedicated to assisting with narcotics and trafficking concerns. We have completed our first Citizens Academy, the reprisal of the old NSB 101 program, an outreach educational opportunity for residents to get inside the city's halls, so to speak, and learn what goes into managing and operating departments of local government, as well as our partner organizations such as the NSB Utilities and the Chamber of Commerce. Public records requests are up 130%, from over 743 to 1,735 in 2025. The load increase on the city clerk's office is significant, while being currently met by increased staffing under City Clerk Sharon Harding's capable leadership and with the guidance of our legal team led by City Attorney Carrie Avalon. We will continue to meet the desire for more litigious resolution information requests as mandated by state regulation. Social and civic infrastructure. The city was challenged to build a social and civic infrastructure and to date have completed the 27th Avenue Playground and Shade Structure Project, a more resilient and substantial beautiful dock replacement at the Brannon Center. Also on the list of completion is the beautiful Phil Hall pickleball facility, with repairs to the North Causeway boat ramps, and soon to be completed, the 27th Avenue Boardwalk and beach ramp replacements. Capital Improvement Director Jesse Kobe is managing all of these and over 40 projects and grants totaling $8.1 million, not to mention $1.7 million from the find. Thank you, Chairman Davenport. Leader Services, under the director of Rob Salazar, has achieved a 100% cost recovery at the municipal golf course and for the first time operated in the black in 2025. New adult programming includes the adult prom, movies in the park, Sweethearts Dance, and adult pickleball lessons. Our city's sports complex hosted the Babe Ruth District and State Championships. Continuing on with our strategic work, in 2025, we held several mayoral forums with subject matter experts leading the discussions around important topics such as the future of the arts and culture as a brand for NSB. Participants included the Hub, Jane's, the Artist Workshop, Arts on Douglas, the Little Theater, and the Atlantic Center of the Arts. From an environmental and sustainability perspective, I hosted an eco forum where the topics ranged from residential environmental awareness training to the Indian River Lagoon. with participants including the Riverside Nature Conservancy, our own NSB Marine Discovery Center, and the Friends of Canaveral National Seashore. And finally, the Mayor's Task Force on Homelessness continues to address the complex issues of the unhoused. With progress since forming, the number of unhoused folks have reduced from triple digits to low double digits in a little over 2 years. This essential mission is the combined outreach of Our Lady Star of the Sea congregation, the Advent Health CEO and Chief Medical Officer, First Step Shelter, and the NSB Police Department. We are working together to break the cycle of dependency. All of these discussions are designed to support the maintenance of our neighborhood relations and communications, and plans are in place to continue these productive and insightful conversations toward a positive outcome in our town. Promote business and downtown community. These two themes are overlapping characteristics, so I'll cover them together. It has been exciting to watch our two downtown areas enhance to shine as the center of our community. Several improvements have been made along Flagler Avenue and Canal Street Business District with enhanced lighting, fresh landscaping, and vibrant artwork. Director Samantha Bergeron continues to lead the efforts of the CRA Master Plan, with grants totaling $693,917 having been spent in 2026 to date. Plans to improve and add to our key gateways to the city, including the Atlantic Avenue and North Causeway, are underway. Infrastructure improvements planned to enhance roadway conditions, drainage, sidewalks, and signs are in the work. Efforts to remove regulatory barriers from our well-planned redevelopment, such as the sign ordinance amendments, were passed last year. We plan to develop and implement a system of financial and/or regulatory incentives to facilitate redevelopment in target areas consistent with our current redevelopment plans. Samantha is preparing a supplement for the amazing work done by the Flagler Avenue Business Association and the Canal Historic Business District, with other business and merchant associations to assist in the marketing and similar joint efforts for all of our commercial areas. I want to thank both Zoe Nooner and Liz Jones for their work in leading Flagler and Canal Business Associations as they now pass on the mantle of leadership. Well done, ladies. In the name of public safety, I'm sure by now you've seen the crowd safety barricades that we're using for closed street events, thanks to our public works organization and fire departments. We're endeavoring to minimize the impact of community events in surrounding neighborhoods by minimizing illegal parking, noise, and related nuisances. Our Public Works Director, David Ray, has an initiative to increase sidewalk maintenance, crosswalks, pedestrian lights, and remove unnecessary sidewalk obstacles, including signs, utility poles, and hydrants. He also plans to develop and implement strategies to liven up public park spaces, such as interactive art and native landscape beautification. Intelligent growth and sustainability. Following the citizen-led parking task force findings in 2024, we hired Stephen Mendegrell from the Disney Corporation to head up our mobility directorate. Steve immediately went to work focusing on increasing parking availability to include redesigning the North Beach parking areas, Coronado Church Lot, as well as restriping of Flagler and Canal, with curb striping on unpaved lots. From a communications perspective, he has updated the Waze and Google Maps app for road closures, added city parking to Parkopedia app, and created parking maps for major city events. The mobility enhancements feature additional bike racks on Flagler and in our parks, updating wayfinding signage, and assisting with the e-bike ordinance, which will be forthcoming soon. Lastly, technology. Steve is in the final stages of selecting a vendor for a designed parking guidance system for Flagler and Canal this year. Last year, we were thrilled to announce the hiring of the city's first manager of natural resources, who will lead the effort in conjunction with the Turnbull Creek Land Preservation Committee to help conserve our precious environmental treasures. Welcome, Tony Miller. Tony's here tonight. Tony will actually properly manage all of those acres that we have fully committed to preservation and conservation, while assisting in the Development Services Organization as a leg of the planning, engineering, and permitting operation. Finally, Tony will reevaluate the efficacy of our recycling program. We are delighted to have established a partnership with Habitat for Humanity to build affordable housing. Did you know that our own local Habitat affiliate built 11 homes last year and repaired over 30 others? They're on course to complete 14 homes in 2026. The idea here is to use a bit over an acre of property in the historic West Side to build 8 cottages or villas of about 600 square feet in size, for ownership by the elderly and veterans who would not be able to otherwise own a home. With the oversight and management of the Habitat staff, ably led by Executive Director Mark Billings, this initiative is a model for other opportunities in New Smyrna Beach and the entire county. Hats off to Director Shane Corbin and our Development Services staff for leaning forward in this initiative, the idea of which was brought to us by the combined efforts of Curtis Hodges, Neil Coates, and John Hall. Lastly, for this section is an examination of the rate of growth in our city. I want to emphasize that it is my personal view that we must securely prevent and stop suburban sprawl throughout our city, especially to the west, particularly in our wetlands, which renourish our water supply. The chart you're seeing now numerically depicts the population growth over 10 years as it compares to other cities of our relative size, as well as the other 15 cities in the county. As you can see, our growth is about 2.2% a year, with variations for the recession in 2019 and in the COVID flare-up that followed. In fact, NSB is the bottom of these percent growth rates from 2023 to 2024. I would also point out that the demographic is changing. Over the past 10 years, the younger age groups are leaving our 16 cities of Volusia by 4% and being replaced by the over 65 folks by 5%. A 10-year look back at residential permits issued show that we did have a residential growth bubble 10 years ago for 5 years. However, after 2012, we returned to the classically low levels of slightly over 200 new construction permits a year on average. Contrastingly, our volume of business redevelopment permits leads our comparable cities with 765 over the past 7 years. All of this tells us a very calming reality by the numbers, that while some would misinterpret the facts, the numbers show that we are evolving at an appropriate and manageable pace. As my predecessor once said, NSB doesn't have a population challenge. It faces a popularity challenge as a Central Florida attraction. With millage rates that remain in the lowest quartile in the county and a very high quality of life, which is a city manager key objective, we truly live inside our own slice of paradise. He has asked Director Shane Corbin to evaluate the development review and permitting process to ensure predictable and timely outcomes. Together, we will preserve the look and feel of Old Town NSB and prepare for newcomers, like many of you, who find this special paradise. Infrastructure, function, and appearance. We've improved the function and appearance of existing infrastructure by taking over the maintenance of ditches along State Road 44 and North Causeway from the Florida DOT. This is local government taking care of local residents and businesses. We continue to work to influence our state legislators with our neighboring communities to allow local government to enact appropriate stormwater regulations. While Senate Bill 180 remains in place until the next legislative cycle, following the diligent efforts by our own district representatives in Tallahassee, with a new bill to adjust the overreach, even being led by Senator Conchigli, the author of Senate Bill 180, the initiative has not yet been completed. On another note, 4 of the 5 lawsuits against the state, sponsored by only 2 of the 67 counties and 12 of the 414 cities in Florida, were dismissed recently by a Leon County Circuit Judge. We will get there, but I assure you that it will be our collaboration, cooperation, and coordination, not by costly, lengthy, and bitter legal battles with our elected state officials. Phase one of our multi-phase stormwater master plan is complete. Phase 2 is underway, all funded by the county, which is coordinating the efforts to ensure the entire region so that no city unintentionally harms another. And all of these engineering actions are aligned between disparate projects. You see, one size remedy does not fit all, and we will most assuredly need county and state funding and their support to make this all a reality for New Smyrna Beach. Since floodwater knows no boundary lines, the contributing area currently under study for impact to NSB alone is over 129 square miles. We have taken the directive to embrace sustainable development practices through multiple dredging projects, cleaning out 45,000 feet of ditches and invasive plant species removal. The picture you see on the screen now is the excavation device commonly referred to as the Spider, which Public Works purchased last year and is now deploying around the city's drainage system. Today, Public Works Department has removed 2,200 cubic yards of sediment and 3,000 square yards of invasive plants. Your commission voted to increase stormwater fees with the adoption of fiscal year 2025-26 budget. I know that this is not instant pudding, and there are several folks whom have repeatedly suffered through abnormal peak storm levels that we have experienced over the past few years. This is front of mind with me and your commissioners. City Manager Cowper will not rest until we have exhausted all logical science-based options which affect our entire low-lying areas in and around our city. Economic future. We plan to develop a uniform vision in partnership with economic development organizations, business organizations, airport, public education, higher education providers, state and regional government representatives, and similar community partners to prepare for the future. Staff is identifying and evaluating potential revenue sources, including transient lodging fees and short-term rental fees. We must prepare and plan the infrastructure for the eventual development of the western side of our city, which one day, by population, will be the new city center. It must be resilient and self-sustaining, with features such as a municipal services center, recreation and park facilities, as well as fire and police public safety centers. The manager is personally evaluating a citywide transportation plan to meet current and future needs. We have coordinated with FDOT for the improvement of State Road 44 beginning at I-95. Coordinated department efforts are coming for a parks and recreation plan to keep and heighten our quality of life. The land and development rules require updating to support a sustainable New Smyrna Beach. Airport Manager Arvin Wiss has successfully applied for and received grants totaling $5.5 million in 2025 and will continue to upgrade Jack Bolt Field with additional grants. We're expecting the completion of the new airport admin and terminal building in 2027, while the traffic feasibility study for the entrance is underway now. This is by no means an exhaustive list of the work that has been completed and the commitments and plans we've made to continue our progress. As mentioned, on behalf of Kevin Cowper and me, we welcome any inquiries to learn more about the goals and priorities established in the near term and long-term future. As I said earlier, city staff department heads are here and would be happy to introduce you to their work, goals, and accomplishments by department. You may have noticed during this address, I've used the word community a number of times, 28 to be exact, in case you were counting. That was not by chance or because I don't know what a thesaurus is. Community is the underlying theme of this year's State of the City address, and it is the concept of being a small part of something larger that underscores the state of our city. As elected leaders, your city commission does not operate on a basis of power. We are, each of us, one equal vote, representing the voices of all of you. When you care for your neighbors, when you attend local events, when you support local nonprofits, when you engage with your elected officials, you make New Smyrna Beach a better place for all of us. The state of our city is the outcome of the health of our community. I would describe the state of our city as vibrant, which is indeed how I see the health of our community. During my first address, I concluded with a proverb I've always loved. So if you'll forgive me for recycling, I'd like to share it again because I think it resonates. If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. Neighbors and friends, we have come so far together, and together we will continue to ensure our vibrant community thrives. Thank you for your time and attention this evening and the honor of serving this amazing community as your mayor. God bless you, God bless New Smyrna Beach, and God bless the United States. Thank you.